Hello everyone, welcome to Reactify Labs. In this video, we will talk about the low-level design of Amazon shopping app or website or whatever you say. It's just the interface which is different. In the backend, it is more or less the same. So we will be doing the designing of the Amazon shopping system. Okay. So I am pretty sure that everyone of us and everyone watching this video and other people as well, they have used Amazon app. If not Amazon, they have used some online shopping actually. So this Amazon shopping system can also be generalized to say any online shopping system, right? It can be anything like eBay, Flipkart, Mintra, Alibaba, any place which sells things online and people can buy things online, they all can be generalized under this category. Okay. So since we have all used this kind of system, we are all familiar with Amazon. uh, we know most of the things, we know most of the stuffs that it does. So it is kind of like, you can say, one of the easiest system designs to do, low level design actually. In high level design also, but low level design is even simpler than high level design for us, because we already know what all things are there, and if we think about it in little detail, we will know that okay, these are the kinds of classes that this kind of system would require to function properly. Okay, so let's start with gathering the requirements. So we are all familiar with this, then we know that we won't have to think much in deep to gather the requirements here. Okay, first one is, let's say users should be able to should be able to buy stuffs. Okay, they go online and they buy stuffs. Okay, uh, at the same time, you can also say users should be able to sell stuffs. I am pretty sure a lot of us are not familiar with selling, but it does not require that much. It's just that for requirement gathering, we will note it down, but it's more or less similar to buying. But I know most of us will be able to relate to the buying experience. So let's break down the buying. So what do you do when you buy stuffs? So you go to the application and you search for the product, right? So user should be able to search products. So you give the name and you should be able to search, right? uh, then you can add the item to cart, right? Add item to cart. What else? Also, if you are not a member, like you have not signed up, then you should be able to sign up also, right? So you should have an account. User should have an account also. Okay. uh, Once you add your items to cart, then what else you do? You should be able to make a payment, right? And once you have made the payment, you want your product to be delivered quickly. So maybe you can say that you should be able to track your shipment, track your order, or track your shipment, anything, right? There are different modes of payment also. So in some places it is cash, card, but cash is not present everywhere. Like in US, there is no option for cash on delivery. Okay, so cash, card, maybe UPI, things like this. Okay. What else? When you place an order, you get a notification. So this also you should know. Okay. uh, when you place an order, it is possible that you did not like the order and you want to return it. So maybe you can also add return. You can also add cancel. Like as soon as you place the order, you realize that you made a mistake and you can cancel the order. Okay. mm, yeah, I think this is good. Also, if you don't like the product and the seller is refusing the return, you can also rate the seller, right? You can tell them that it's bad. Okay. mm, yeah, I think this is enough. You also have a lot of you can add different modes of payment. Actually, this is, you select the modes of payment. You can also add multiple cards or multiple modes of payment, right? Add multiple modes of payment. You can also add multiple addresses. Add multiple addresses. So these are the things which are the requirements that I think I can think of. There must be a lot more. If let's say if we think more, and do we want to go more in deep? Because this is enough actually for a 45-minute interview. This is more than enough. Okay, these requirements, you won't be able to do even this much. Ideally you should give like 5 6, but I am giving you all this list so that once you go through all these, you will remember 5 or 6. Okay. So yeah, this gives us a good requirement. Okay. Now once we have our requirements, what else can we think of? Hmm? So what are the primary functionalities that we are thinking of here? These are the requirements that we have gathered, that the system should perform these. So what are the primary methods or prime functionalities actually? So prime functionalities is, maybe you can say, searching the product, um, adding to shopping cart, adding to cart, then you uh, make payment, then things like these are important things. Okay. But from this, can we come up with what kinds of classes do we need? Hmm? Only by searching we don't get to know anything. Only by adding to cart we don't get to know anything. But we have to break down this kind of problem into um, manageable chunks. Like, okay, what should we do, what should be done so that this kind of problem can be um, like something which is an idea at this moment, which can be turned into a code. Okay. So in that case, we will think about it in terms of classes. Okay. So what are the classes that we can think of? If you see, whenever you are going on Amazon for the first time, you sign up and make an account. Okay. So this account will be your one class, right? Account will contain your details like name, address, age, date of birth, also things like maybe um, um, what are the cards that we have stored, uh, what are the products for which you have given frequent reviews, what are the products that you like the most, what are some of the products you have subscribed to. So a lot of things can come here. Okay. So account is one class. You have a product also, right? So let's say you sell something called, maybe let's say, a book. Okay. So if you have to search a book, let's say you search for a book like Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet. So how does it go? This Romeo and Juliet book, I don't even know if a book with this name exists, but this will be inside the book section. And this book will be one part of the catalog, because there can be other things like utensils, toys, etc. 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 Okay. So there will be a catalog. There will be a product catalog. Product catalog. So list of products. Hmm? Next, there will be a product category, right? So it means like inside the catalog there will be a category. Book is one category of the product. Okay. And the name of the book, let's say we say that Romeo and Juliet, this is the actual product. Okay. So once we know these things, that okay, these are the important classes, because obviously we cannot just make a category class, because there should be a central entity which controls the category class. How will you reach the category class? You will reach it through the product catalog. So that's how we need to think about it. Okay. Next comes the um, once you know that okay, what you want, you found your book, what do? You add it to your shopping cart. So the cart is also one class. Okay. um Now, what is there in your cart? So if you see, let's say you search in the book Romeo and Juliet. So the question is, when you add to cart, when you add to cart, what does this cart contain? Does this cart contain the product? Hmm? Does this contain the product? No. The product is the book. This is a product. But what you contain is a copy of this product. So maybe you can say that there is a copy of this in your cart. Maybe you can say it is an item. It is, there is an item in your cart, right? Because this is something which, even like, this is a product. You are looking for something in your product. You are looking for something to buy, which is this book. But when you add it to here, you won't say that there is a product there, because this does not contain only book. Maybe you want to buy a toy also. So everything is an item here in your cart. Okay. So because this will have other details like how many, what color, uh, what is the price of that, what is the size of that, these things like that. Okay. So item is another class. Okay. Once you place an order, okay, you get something called your order invoice. So this contains the details of everything. So maybe you can say that there is an order class, there is an invoice class also. Okay. Next is, maybe you get notification that okay, your order is placed. Hmm? And actually, before placing the order, you make a payment. So there is a payment class. There will be a notification class, because you get the notification. And once you know the notification, once you get the notification, you are excited about checking the status of your product. So maybe you can say your status class, status of the shipment. Okay. So these are the kinds of I can say primary important classes for this kind of system. And I am pretty sure you won't need much thinking to come up with these classes, because we all have used Amazon. We know that how Amazon operates. We create an account, we search for product, then we add it to cart, then we place the order, then we get a receipt of the order, then we make a payment. Actually, we place the order, we make a payment, then we get the receipt of the order, we get the notification, and we check the status of the order. Okay. So this is very simple. And now, since we have listed down all our classes, let's try to make a class diagram. Okay. So okay, let's make the class diagram. So let's start with account, because we know that we need an account first. Okay. So let's say there is an account. Account is our personal details, like maybe you can say name, age, or not age, date of birth, email address, phone number, password. These are the kinds of things. Okay. So these all will be there in the account class. Okay. So once we have the account, what all other things are associated with the account? So if you see, our account contains the addresses also, right? So address is basically, what is address? There are multiple addresses that can be associated with an account. So you cannot just write your address in one place. Okay. So since it should be like, there are list of addresses associated with an account. Okay, and you just select one where you want your current delivery. So address should be another class which is associated with the account. Okay, so in that case, let's make another um, class called address. What all details are there in the address? Maybe you can say house number, street, city, state, zip code, country. Okay, these things will be there in the address. And what do we know? We know that there can be multiple addresses associated with one account, right? So, and it's like this. Address is associated with an account. Okay, but is account associated with an address? No. So it should be a kind of like you know what, unidirectional association, right? So maybe we can say, sorry, we can say it is a unidirectional association. So it means that there is an address associated with an account. I got confused a little bit here if this is the right arrow that I used, but okay, let's go with this for now. Actually, it should not be this. Now that I'm thinking, account has an instance of B actually, so it should be like this. Yeah, it should be like this. So this is what this is. Composition means account is composed of multiple things, out of which one is address. Okay, and this address is something like you you cannot just add an address. Okay, address cannot be a ghost. It should be like address should belong to a person. So unless you have created an account, the address will not exist. It means that this address cannot exist without an account. That's why this solid filling diamond. Okay. Okay. Next is what? Once you have the address, this account also has card details. Okay. Card. It can be a debit card or a credit card. Okay. So it should be like name, card number, CVV, expiry. Okay, so this is actually, these are the details which are same for credit and debit card. So I'm not going to explicitly say credit card and debit card. Maybe we can separate it out later in terms of saying that okay, there will be two kinds of cards. Maybe um, what do you say, this extending, yeah, we can do something like this. So debit card also extends this card, and also credit card also extends this card, right? So this is like we created one common card and we are allowing them to extend it, so we have to write less code. Okay, and we can reuse this thing. This is called abstraction. Okay, once we have this card, we know that this also belongs to this. So this credit card or debit card detail also cannot exist without an account. Okay, unless there is a user, they do not exist, so they are dependent on this. We can also have other modes, like maybe you can say net banking. Okay, net banking or banking, I'll just name it banking. So this will have details like account number. mm, I think it does not need anything else. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, you got the idea. So actually, I'm removing this. We do not need too many details. We got the idea of what it actually is. Okay. Next, what? Since we have created this account and other things, what we can do now is uh, we know that this account, okay, this account may belong to a seller or a buyer. Okay, and seller or a buyer, but actually most of the things are same for these two people, so it it does not make sense to like segregate them here. So what we can do instead is we can say that there is an admin. There is an admin which does all these things, and we are the users. Okay. So admins can modify things on the this platform also, right? So we will just say that this account will have a user and then admin. Okay, these two people, they will have different privileges. Okay, now what is something that a user can do, and is there anything that is different from user and admin? I don't know. Okay, so what all things user can do? Users can, maybe you can say, um, not create account, maybe user can place an order. Okay, what all things admin can do? Admin can add product, admin can remove product, admin can also block a user. Why block user? Because sometimes people misuse the platform, misuse the return policy. They just order product and use it and return, and if this thing happens multiple times, that account, it's in the power of the admin to block that user. Okay, so that's why. And now if you see user and this, so user will extend most of the things of the admin, but yeah, user will extend it, and similarly admin will also extend it. Okay, great. Now that we have these things, what else can we do? Let's see what all the classes we had made. So our account is done. We did not make an address and card class, but okay, that is also done. These are the things which you might not come up with at the beginning, but it's like while on the way you get the idea that okay, this is something which can be done. It is possible that we do not get an idea at this stage, but while drawing classes we might get more clarity that okay, this is, if we break it down like this, it becomes more modular, it becomes more easy to maintain and things like this. Okay, great. So now we have this much. Now what? Now we know that actually if there is a user, you can say user can also place order, user can also do other things, like maybe you can say check status of the order, user can see shopping cart, things like these. Okay, next, let's say, let's make the product catalog class. Okay, so it will be like this. We'll have a product catalog. What all things are there in the catalog? So a catalog will have things like the names of the products. Okay, actually it should have a list, actually, right? List of products, list of products. So, and so basically instead of this, let's write it like this: list of product. Okay, maybe we can have something like name of the catalog. We can have things like when it was last updated. Okay, you got the catalog. Next, since we have the list of products here, it means that we should have a product class. So what is product class? So in the product class we will see that the product has a name. Right, the product has a name, the product has a price, maybe the product has size, maybe it has colors, things like these. Okay, and it has something like category, like which category does this product belong to. As I told you, the Romeo and Juliet is the product which belongs to the category books, so we need a product category also. So we have a category class. Hmm? Category class has a name. Okay, so now what? We know that a product, whenever a product exists, it exists from the catalog. Okay, but the question is, can this product exist without the catalog? um like you can say that okay, there is a book, but let's say there is some new person who started selling my, like, you can say, leather cricket bat. You can put it in the sports section, but it might be possible that it does not go in that section. But in that case, it is possible that product can exist without the catalog. Okay, so it's like not strong dependency. Product can exist without it, and the product always belongs to some category. Hmm? Product always belongs to some category. Okay, so yeah, actually I was wrong here. So leather bat, it belongs to sports category, but it might be not in the catalog yet because somebody needs to manually update the catalog. Yep, so it is not present there. Hmm. Next what? So if you see, there is a, what else, what all things we have done? Product catalog we did, category, product we did. Okay, now what? Now if you see, when somebody places an order or when somebody adds something to their cart, okay, so what they can do is they can maybe look look into their cart. So when you look into your cart, what all things you see? You see a list of items, right? List of items in your cart. And this list of items, it this cart actually, it belongs to a user, right? It belongs to a user. If the user does not exist, there is no cart. Let's say you have added some items to your cart and then your account got deleted, there will be no cart, everything related to the account will be deleted. Okay, so the cart belongs to a user. Okay, cart has list of items, right? So there will be an item class where it will have things like the price, the size, quantity, actually quantity and size may be the same thing, color, things like these. Okay, and if you see, this same item can belong to multiple cards, so there should be like, what do you say, association between these two, that okay, item can also belong to multiple cards. One card can also belong to multiple items. One card can have multiple items, one item can belong to multiple cards. Okay, sometimes I get confused in this. Okay, so we have this ready. Now what? We have the shopping cart, we have the item. Now if you see, an order gets created. Okay, when an order gets created, that order contains items again, right? So there will be an order class. Have we made order class? Yes. So we are done with cart, we are done with item, and we will be done with order very soon. So we have an order class. Order class. So what all things will the order contain? It will contain the, maybe some an identifier, maybe the number of order number, status of the order, is it like paid, unpaid, successful, delivered, whatever. Okay, it can have things like date, it can have maybe the final value of the order, these things. Okay, these things will be there in the order. So this order, if you see, this order can have multiple items, and one item can be in multiple orders, and this order also belongs to a user. If the user does not exist, there is no order. Okay, great. So we are done with order also. If you see, what else we are left with? We have invoice, payment, notification. Let's talk about invoice now. So this invoice, what is this exactly? So if you see, an order has an invoice, right? So there is an invoice, okay, which again belongs to an order. If there is no order, there is no invoice, correct? If there is no order, there is no invoice. So the invoice will also have a, maybe you can say, invoice has an identifier. Invoice has a date when this invoice got created. Okay. Invoice can also have amount. Actually, invoice should have the amount, not the order. Yeah, right. Okay. Once this invoice is created, it is done. Okay. Next, what? When we place an order and before invoice gets created, we have to make a payment. So we have to make a payment class now. So if you see, have we created the payment class already? We have not. We have added the modes of payment, but we have not created a payment class. Okay. So let's say we make a payment class. Payment class. Payment has the amount of payment, maybe the ID of payment, and maybe the status of payment. What is the status of payment? Is it successful or not? Okay. And if you see, this payment can be like of multiple types. You can say that payment can be cash payment or debit card payment or credit card payment. These are the different modes of payment, right? Okay. So these are the different modes of payments. So if you see, these all are extended by this payment. So it's like this, all these things you can say they extend the payment. Okay, great. And this payment belongs to an order, right? Order uses the payment, so it should be like this, order payment. Okay. um, One order, one payment, and both can call each other, right? If we have to see that, okay, this payment was for which order, we will see that. And if we want to see this order was when this order was placed, what mode of payment was used, we can also call that. Okay, great. Now what? We are done with payment. Now we have to check for the notification. Okay, once the payment is done, okay, once the payment is done, now we have to check for the notification. So let's make a notification class. Okay, this notification class will have things like, again, the identifier of the notification, maybe the description, maybe the timestamp. Okay, things like this. And what kinds of notifications will there be? Maybe an email notification and an SMS notification. Okay, I wrote SMS first and email second, but you get the idea. And these are both like the extensions of the notification. Okay, and this SMS will have it should have the phone number, and this should actually, let me make it cleaner. This sucks. Okay, so it will be like SMS notification, which will have phone number, will have email notification, which will have email ID. Okay, these two things. So this and this. Okay. Now if you see this notification is linked to an order, right? Or you can say this notification belongs to an invoice. Okay. So we are done with notification also. And yes, we also need to check one thing which is called the status of the order. Okay. So if we check the status of the order, maybe let's make the status class. So status will be like, you can say uh, current status, last updated, expected delivery date. Okay, these kinds of things. Maybe it can have something like description also. Maybe if the order is delayed, then you say that, okay, sorry, this is delayed, or your order is on time, things like this. Okay. And if you see this notification, it also belongs to the status, right? And this status belongs to an order. This status belongs to an order. Okay. So I think we have covered all the classes, and let's see if everything is connected. Hmm. Okay, I see that product catalog is not connected to anything. Hmm. So it's like the product catalog, it's not like it's not connected, it's just that it's a separate thing. Okay, so basically there is a search interface. This search interface, this utilizes product catalog. Okay, and so the product catalog is like this. So product catalog uses this interface. So this is a symbol for that. It uses that interface. And who uses this search? There is a user. Where is the user? User. So if you see, this user uses this search. Okay. So not exactly like this. User also uses the search interface. Okay. And actually, yes, user uses the search interface. Product catalog, it will be like this. What does this symbol mean? It is just like, yes, this will be using, like, whenever search will be called, the search will be using the product catalog to search. Okay, so this is it. So this is an interface, search interface, user interface, which will call the product catalog and other things. Okay, so now as we can see that everything is connected. Even let's say admin can also do this. If admin wants to search for a product to maybe check something, so they can also use it. Okay, so yeah, I think this is complete. Yeah, I do not see any misconnections here. So yeah, as I said again, this is one of the simplest, not simplest actually, it's not simple if you have not done this kind of problem before. It's just like, this is one of the most intuitive problems, because if you have already worked on some kind of system, it's easier to design it, because now we are going backwards. Ideally it should be like, you design the system and then it goes into production, it gets developed and then you use it. Okay, that's what the difficult part is. But since you have already used this, you already know a lot of things, then you are coming backwards. Okay, it's like, there is a term for that, I forgot about it. But yeah, ideally in your real world, in your job, what you do is you get a very vague problem statement. It's like somebody will say that, user is facing this problem, then you have to just like dial it down from high level design to low level design to code to production. That's where the actual problem is. So this kind of problem, that's why I said this is the easy problem. Anyone who looks at this design, like just coming from outside, and they look at this design, they will obviously see that, okay, it's very difficult. But if you break it down one by one, you will see that this is not actually a difficult problem, because you are coming backwards. Okay, so yeah, That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. And yes, I tried to explain everything in as simple way as possible, and I hope this helps. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, hopefully very soon, but can't promise. Sorry. Bye.